This is Kingdom Rise, where faith is not emotional, it is forged, where discipline is not optional, it is required, where purpose is not rushed, but revealed through obedience. This is a call to rise in faith, to rise in discipline, and to rise in alignment with God's kingdom. This is Kingdom Rise. Everyone wants speed, fast answers, fast results, fast confirmation. We live in a generation that mistakes movement for progress and noise for fruit. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Speed impresses people. Longevity honors God. Because the real question is not, how fast did you arrive? The real question is, can you remain? If God is slowing you down, it is not because He forgot you. It is because what He is building through you must survive pressure, time, and opposition. Stay with me. Speed promises relief. Waiting feels uncomfortable. Silence feels like neglect. Process feels like resistance. Speed whispers, if you move faster, the pain will stop. But Scripture never equates speed with wisdom. In fact, haste is often associated with error. We rush because we are afraid. Afraid of being left behind, afraid of being overlooked, afraid that delay means disqualification. But God does not share our fear of time. He exists outside it. What feels slow to you is precise to Him. There are places you can reach too soon, opportunities that become traps when entered prematurely. Influence before identity becomes corruption. Platform before processing becomes collapse. That's why Scripture says, better is the end of a thing than its beginning. Ecclesiastes 7:8. God is more concerned with how something ends than how quickly it starts. If God rushed you, He would be responsible for the damage speed would cause. And God does not build things He must later repair. God is a builder, but He never builds from the top down. He builds from the unseen upward. Jesus said, "The wise man built his house on the rock." No one compliments foundations. They are buried, ignored, uncelebrated. But foundations decide survivability. If God is working on areas no one sees, it is because visibility is coming later. God will not place weight on a structure that cannot hold it. Psalm 1 describes the righteous as a tree. Trees do not grow fruit first. They grow roots. Roots grow underground. In darkness, in silence, without applause. If your life feels hidden, it is not abandonment. It is root work. The deeper the roots, the greater the longevity. Storms do not destroy rooted trees. They reveal them. God does not rush His most important assignments. Joseph was slowed by betrayal. David was slowed by anonymity. Moses was slowed by obscurity. Jesus was slowed by waiting. Waiting is not wasted time. Waiting is alignment time. God slows those He trusts because speed would expose weaknesses prematurely. If success arrived now, it would break you. God is protecting future you from present you. Character is not built in comfort. It is built in resistance. When no one sees you, when obedience costs you, when faith feels unrewarded, God forms endurance before authority, because authority without endurance becomes abuse. If God is testing consistency, it is because influence is coming. There is no such thing as overnight success in Scripture. What looks sudden was preceded by years of obedience. Sudden visibility is only safe when slow formation came first. God never bypasses process, because process is not punishment. Process is preparation. Psalm 1 says, fruit comes in season, not early, not forced. Fruit has weight. If fruit appeared too soon, branches would snap. God waits until you can carry what He wants to give. Blessings are heavy. Timing protects structure. When it is God's time, you won't have to manipulate. You won't have to chase. You won't have to prove. Doors will open quietly. Provision will align naturally. Peace will accompany progress. What God establishes, He sustains. If it requires panic to maintain, God didn't initiate it. If God is slowing you down, it is because speed would sabotage you. If the process feels long, the assignment is heavy. You are not being denied. You are being reinforced, built to last, built to endure, built to remain. Say this quietly where you are. I am not late. I am being prepared. God is not building you for speed. He is building you for longevity. Momentum feels powerful, but momentum is temporary. Maturity is quiet, but maturity is permanent. Momentum can be borrowed. Maturity must be built. God is not interested in momentum if maturity is missing. Momentum can lift you quickly, but maturity is what keeps you upright when momentum dies. Many people confuse excitement with readiness. Excitement fades. Readiness remains. If God is slowing you down, it is because excitement cannot carry what maturity must sustain. One of the hardest parts of waiting is watching others move ahead of you. They get the opportunity, they get the platform, they get the recognition, and you're still where you started. But comparison distorts perception. You see speed, God sees structure. You see promotion, God sees pressure. Sometimes God allows others to pass you because what's ahead of them would crush you prematurely. Delay is not evidence of inferiority. It is evidence of custom preparation. God tailors timing to assignment. One of the most dangerous prayers is, God, give it to me now. Because receiving something before you are built for it turns blessing into burden. What you receive faster than you're formed for will demand strength you don't yet have. Many people pray for doors they lack the endurance to walk through daily. God refuses to place weight on a structure that has not been reinforced. If He withholds, it is not cruelty, it is mercy. Arriving is exciting. Remaining is rare. Scripture is full of people who arrived quickly but didn't remain faithfully. God measures success by endurance. Jesus said, "The one who endures to the end will be saved." Not the one who started loud, not the one who moved fast, the one who remained. God is not just planning your arrival. He is planning your endurance. Speed hides motives. Waiting exposes them. When progress slows, you learn why you were moving in the first place. Was it obedience or validation? Was it calling or comparison? Waiting strips ambition of disguise. God removes speed so desire can be purified. Because God will not empower motives He cannot trust. Purified motives protect longevity. Silence builds discernment. Noise builds ego. When God quiets your life, He sharpens your hearing. You learn to recognize His voice without affirmation. Silent seasons detox you from dependency on approval. Leaders formed in silence do not panic in pressure. God often hides leaders before He reveals them, so their identity isn't built on applause. There is a peace that only comes when you stop rushing God. Not because life is easy, but because alignment is present. When timing is right, you don't feel frantic. You don't feel desperate. You don't feel pressured to prove God's timing carries peace, because peace is confirmation. If anxiety is required to maintain it, God didn't initiate it. Much of God's work will never be visible to others, but it will be felt by you. Strength where weakness used to be. Stability where insecurity lived. Peace where panic once ruled. Invisible work produces visible fruit when the season arrives. Trust the unseen. Roots are forming. Structure is strengthening. Longevity is being built. I release my need for speed. I embrace God's timing. I choose longevity over applause. God is not rushing me. He is reinforcing me. Don't rush what God is forming. What He builds slowly, He builds to last. Speed may impress people, but longevity honors God. If your season feels quiet, if progress feels slow, if nothing seems to be moving, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means foundations are being laid, roots are going deep. And when what God is building finally emerges, it won't need hype to survive. If this message spoke to you, like this video as a commitment to depth over distraction. Subscribe to Kingdom Rise if you're willing to let God shape you before He shows you. And share this episode with someone who feels behind but is actually being built to last. If you're in a season where God is slowing you down, comment below, "Built to last." This isn't delay, this is design, this is Kingdom Rise.